Yeah. Yeah. It's over. What's up, guys? Nigga with a pencil from that and doing too. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Here's a fun fact. Here we are to do a breakdown, live action review and analysis of chapter 344 of Big Rock, which is known as Rebel. And I can't help but be just a teeny tiny bit excited. Obviously, I do think this is kind of like it's not raps, but you know what is raps? I mean, like, come on, you know how to pre-draw. You know, you knew what time it was. But regardless, while this probably isn't the actual end of the game, like, sweet mother of merle, what the beard? Oh my word! Oh, where's my brush? Golly gee willikers, butter my behind and call it a biscuit. And of course my brush is gone. I can't even dare pop out the side profile. Why does it look so spaced? But regardless, what was I talking about? The game state. I presume it's over, right? Ultimately, as much as I do admit that the France game kind of exceeded all my expectations in ways I wasn't really expecting, it still can't end with Japan winning, right? Right? And like it can't, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't because, like, nah. I don't think it should, though. I don't think it should. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm fine with it not being a blowout v blowout. I do like the whole idea of the corruption that Hugo infested bluelock. Like, it's so good on its own already that I think taking bluelock out back and just, you know, and it can work. So I'm kind of expecting the game to be rap-a-dap-a-doo, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm intrigued. Let's not waste more time. Let's hop right in chapter 344. Rebel. Yo, Loki. You want to talk about some crazy airtime, brother? Golly. But then again, now I think about it, the fastest guy that I knew back in my track days was also our best jumper. So, like, these things do court. He was much taller than 5'10", though. Loki's like 5'10". But leaving the case, let's see. Go! I do like how the announcers are unbiased as all get out. They're like, man, that was me. Let's see. France retakes the lead. What a golazo. We're witnessing. Sorry. It was almost a hat trick, but what a golazo. We're witnessing a supernatural phenomena. That is crazy to think about. Like, I guess that's, like, to certain degrees, you hear about certain things that people can actually do, and especially you see them, and you're like, yeah, that guy's not normal. And obviously Blue Lock is super duper exaggerated in terms of the insanity that these characters get up to, but even just, like, looking at certain things and putting them into perspective in our real world, it's like, huh? Like, notably, the biggest example of that for me was encountering a whale for the first time. Obviously, I wasn't, like, in the water, thankfully, but I was on a boat, and I just saw a whale. Wasn't even a blue whale. I don't even know what type of whale it was. I just knew it was a whale. Because it was way too big to be a dolphin. And it wasn't an orca. But to be fair, I know orcas. Orcas are technically, like, they're called killer whales, but they're technically big dolphins. Y'all know that? I think that's correct. I don't know. I'm not sure I had that lore right. But regardless, I just saw a whale in the water. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. Reawakened all my fears from finding Nemo, bro. Like, I was just like, darn. And that is just like a real life thing. Meanwhile, humanity doing insane things, yeah, I understand why witnessing that would be like, yeah, that basically is a supernatural phenomena. Let's see. We're witnessing a supernatural phenomenon. Divine sprinter, Julian Loki. Okay, bro. I'll admit, this looks harder than the last time we saw it because of the whited out eyes, but if you don't get a new celebration. But I do get it, though. Like, that it does go kind of crazy. I know that's directly ripped from his real life inspiration, Mbappe. Though I don't know what, you know what, with how long I've been reading Blue, how long Loki's been a part of Blue, you think I'd actually know, other than knowing that, oh, Mbappe does this, I don't actually know what the symbolism behind it is, right? Like, his hands look humongous, but it like, I don't know, something about, like, the crossing of the arms looks cool, but, like, the gripping of the shoulders, I'm not sure what it means. Like, I don't know, to me it gives straitjacket. Like, I don't think that's the intention. I don't know what it is. And I could Google it. Will I? You know me. Let's see. France, Japan, but that's the thing though. The crazy thing about this game is that it's 2-3, right? Like, Loki needed all that. He needed a flashback to actually lock in and score, bro. Like, that's crazy to think. Like, ultimately, with how close this game ended up being, I am going to be genuinely bamboozled when England is the most extreme diff of all time. Like, there's no way they're low diffing England, right? Like, I just highly doubt that. That doesn't seem narratively feasible. But with how close this game ended up being, especially with our two main guys, right? Let's be honest. Ren has done nothing this game. And don't worry, Ren fans, I'm saying that as an Isagi fan, who has also done nothing, but actually just get bullied this entire game. Like, our two main guys, number one, the sequel? They've done nothing. And while part of that hurts my darn soul, the other half is like, okay, that's actually perfectly fine. Because it goes to show how competent Bluelock is even without them. Like, they've been on the pitch. It's not like they've been doing nothing. But at the same time, they've done nothing other than fill space and get ore farmed on and get clipped. Like, genuinely, it low-key has been a 9v11, and they're not losing horrifically. So hopefully, when Rin and or Isagi actually manages to remember that they're on the pitch and lock into it, hopefully they can actually do something viable for the next games, so they can actually do something in a hypothetical rematch with France. Because once again, I think they do need to lose. Well, let's see. Aiko, I'm so sorry, man. Remember when you were the main boss? Remember when you were like a co-lead major antagonist, bro? I remember, Aiko. I remember. I was like, are you kidding me? How are we supposed to stop that? I mean, like, there gotta be something you could do. There's gotta be something. I'm assuming, like, if I had to hazard a guess, early in advance, the key to stop, well, unironically, it'd probably just be, like, super high-level metavision, right? Because I agree, though admittedly, he's been stopped a lot this game. Like, for Loki being this crazy, unstoppable divine phenomena, he's been clutch, word? My brain wants to say clutch, but it's saying clacked. But that's, neither of those are applicable. He's been locked down a lot this game, and he hasn't really gotten to shown off. Shown off? Why can't I speak? He hasn't gotten to show off in the way that you would think. Supposedly the strongest new General 11, the next greatest threat from Noah would be. I know there's a lot of bunny glazers out there, but like that's words from Noah himself. I know the Neo League happened 50 years ago from our perspective, but like that's just what Noah himself said. He has kind of been having a relatively underperforming game. Of course, that's because this is Hugo's game, but regardless, he hasn't like as great as and as fantastic as this goal was. He did go into flow. He did whip out Predator Eye. He did need a perfect crazy next level Hugo, but like he did everything, and that's his first goal of the game. Like I'm not saying he's bunt, but I feel like if you do what you've been doing so far throughout this game, just make sure the ball doesn't get to his feet. Which sounds insane to say. Like, oh, the only way you can beat this guy is if you don't let him interact. But like, there are many a person and player where like, yeah, half the time, you know how you stop a person? Stop their interactions. Blow them. Like, I talked about Magic last time, I'm gonna talk about it again. I played Magic again recently with a friend, and you know what one of the things I did was? Every single time, it looked like he could do literally anything. I blew him up! I said, okay, no, we're not doing that. And I swung at him. And I swung. Now, admittedly, we were playing just one person, but he's the only person to swing at. But there are times I was like, maybe I should leave a blocker up. Maybe I should be wary if he has a spell or an instant that could be like, no, blow him up. And hey, in this case, blow up all his pass courses. Harass his midfielders. Make it so that Loki has to work for getting the ball himself and then go band for band with him. Because we've seen that Loki, at least seemingly enough, unless he gets a little bit of momentum going, he's not the best in 1v1. I feel like Loki, he's not easy to stop. But he's not like impossible to stop either. Which is something I could have never imagined myself saying even, 4 months ago. Let's see. Oh, must be a bug. He's a human cheat code. That's not Kagamaru's voice, but Kagamaru, you've also been kind of bugs this game. He's gonna make it France, though. What am I expecting from him? But yeah, he's been scored on by all three of the main France players. Start off with Charles, then Hugo, now Loki. Woo! Kagamaru. Lock in, twin. Let's see. We finally caught up. And he slapped us away in an instant. Oh yeah, Rayo! What have you done this game? Okay, to be fair, I'm not gonna hold Rayo to the same standards I hold in Isagi or Ren. But Rayo! You've been on the pitch! Where have you been? I haven't seen a single chameleon move from you! I just been seeing mid-pat. Lock in! Hold on! And it's funny, because I literally saw a slideshow talking about, like, the greatest ghost of the France game so far. I didn't even think about Rayo. And not even the creator that slideshow thought about Rayo, because I went to the comments and said, wait, we let Rayo slide? And yeah, I guess we are letting Rayo slide. But I guess that's because Rayo's in a weird spot. Like, he's the deuteragonist of episode Nagi, but like, in terms of the main narrative, he's like a low B, high C tier narrative importance character. Right? I'd say so. Like low C, high B. Or no, high C, low B. I'd say. I need to make these tier. Man, that's it. I gotta lock in, twin. I gotta stop ghosts. I gotta make these tier lists so I can actually have like solid opinions. I can be like, hey, if you want to where I rank all these characters in a narrative importance in a narrative, go to this tier list. Will it be outdated in like a year? Probably. But say, what the heck is with those two? Are we fighting against Dorn aliens? I mean, not really. But at the same time, I understand why they see that. Especially, like, specifically the way that both Hugo and Loki have been characterized as anomalies, right? Loki's characterized as an anomaly just for the fact that, like, he's not really interactable in the way that most people are because he can just speed blitz you to oblivion most of the time. Like I said, a lot of this game seems to contradict that, but we'll let that slide. Hugo is freakishly anatomically out there, basically an alien in the sense that, one, he's humongous, and two, he has he is Isagi Prime. Alright, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He's Isagi Prime. He has the build, he has the analytical ability, and he has the dedication to the analytical ability to make sure that he hard counters. It'd be like if Kunigami had Isagi's brain. It's not really fair. Like, the main balancer for Isagi is that he doesn't have the best physical body out there. The main balance for Kunigami is that he doesn't have the best analytical process out there. Hugo is basically as if Kunigami and Isagi did the fusion dance. So yeah, I get why that seems broken. But let's see. Oh, only 15 minutes left? Yeah, game should be real. Alright, let's see. Time for a change. Ego. Okay, but I'll give Ego credit. He's like, man, we could still clutch this up. And to be fair, 15 minutes, they have the ball, they could do something. Should they? No. But could they? Yeah, let's see. Shake things up. Ita Otoya. Yo, I don't know. Something about, like, despite him being portrayed as relatively lanky, Eco's got mad aura, dog. I don't know what it is about him. Something about the stance, hands in the pockets, the fit. Like, unironically, I'd rock this fit. I know it's literally just like, what is that called? It's not a blazer. What is that called? Under button? Sweet Mother Mercy, man. I should have brushed my hair before the review. Why? What a man. I look rough. It's been a long day. But regardless, something about the stand, something about the build, something about the game. He's just immaculate with it. But interesting, Otoya swapping. Man, Karasu. Looks like. Hey. Looks like even Ego himself can't ignore the fact that you got it right now, big dog. Because who has Otoya worked with outside of Bachira? And Karasu, this guy. Okay, Ego. Ego's like, man, the Suitable Destiny stuff. Maybe it ain't half bad. Let's see. Even though, let's see. Okay, I'll hurt him with my. Hey, speaking of aura, it shall appear. Okay, I'll hit him with my aura. All right. Go ahead. Rayo's out. Yo, I'm not okay. Once again, they're playing against the top picks, top tier runners, like the number one, the God's chosen team, whatever. So I'm not gonna slander Rayo too much. But yeah, Bachira, Rayo, Chigiri, and Nico. Well, to be fair, Nico was doing the best he could defending. But like, we may have to put you on a list. Not fraud watch list though. Just like a man, the narrative didn't have time for you. Watch. Let's see. Oh man, he's like, get off yet. Well, to be fair though, I believe it was recently scientifically proven. Am I thinking of it backwards? I remember our coach always used to yell at us for putting our hands on our knees. And he said either stand straight or put your hands on your head for circulation. But I believe, like, actually, it was like a recent study that putting your hands on your knees actually is a good way to recover aerobic stamina. But regardless, he's like, get up! Let's see. Otoya swapping in. Higo-san's intent is clear. Otoya and... Okay, so even Isagi sees, he's like, am I getting phased out? Let's see. Did I just get flickered? I'm still on the field, but am I a bum? Let's see. Ego-san's intent is clear. Otoya and Karasu have tons of combo patterns, which means he's signaling the team to switch to these Karasu-centric attacks. Well, to be fair, Isagi, he low-key already did that when he put you as the sub-team, or you as the subsystem, and Karasu as the main system. I mean, he's committing a little bit more heavily to the bit, but Isagi, I'm not saying you've been booty butt cheeks, but can't say you've been a 5-star meal either, brother. Like, you low-key been a little bit useless, which is fine, because I love to see you suffer. I still can't, like, despite me knowing that is true, and knowing that I like it when my main characters are going through it, hearing myself say it still doesn't sound right. Like, yes, my favorite main character is going through it. I love it. But it's true. That's facts. It's a law of it. I mean, I just love seeing them go through it. Sue me, except don't. I don't have money. Let's see. Everyone here understands that we're on track to lose if we keep this up. So even if our defense suffers a bit, our only shot at victory is to double down on offense. Well, to be fair, you guys already double down on offense. You have okay. Admittedly, I know a lot of people are like, Isagi doesn't count. Isagi counts. But they have you, Shido, Baro, and Rin. And just because you and Rin haven't done anything, Shido and Baro instantly shook up the field, dog. You and Rin kind of need to lock in. Twin. Need some of these basic bars, bro. Let's see. But that also means he doesn't expect me to score any points. I mean, like, Isagi, what have you done to even imply that you could? Once again, to be fair though, I love slandering my main characters, but I love slandering characters I like. Funnily enough, it really is a bell curve. If I don't slander a character at all, no, I feel basically nothing towards them. Like, y'all, when have you ever heard me slander Aryu? Because I don't really feel anything towards the character. Oh, you know what most I feel about Aryu? He made a cameo in Gachi Yakuza. That's the most like. I'll slander him because there's nothing there. I don't have any emotions about him, positive or negative. He's in the middle of the bell curve. I love Isagi, so I gotta slander him. Isagi, you've done nothing. Well, to be fair, is it even slander when it's the truth? I don't think so. Let's see. He doesn't expect me to score any points. No, it's not just me. It's Rin. Okay, no, Isagi. You are correct. But this is one of them cases where I'm like, dog, focus on your own thing. Focus on your own thing. Like, that's a good example. Funnily enough, going back to Magic, when I was playing 4-Person Commander, very specifically, I was like slowly but surely ramping up to be the threat. But I was like, I was basically chilling, right? I was like, you don't gotta worry about me. But then someone pointed out, like, you know, we're kind of letting Pencil just sit there and let turn pass after turn pass, and he's kind of low key rampant right now. And I was like, Kangaroonie, we are not in the position of water right now. Hush up and focus up. Let them keep swinging at each other, because if one of us goes down, it's wraps. But same case here, Isagi, lock in on yourself, twin. Unless you got plans to use Rin. Focus up. Let's see. Right now, both of us are excluded from the Karasu system to turn this around. But you know what though? I love this as a mode for Ego too. Even if Isagi, let's say Isagi's reading this wrong. He can't be. Because Ego is investing heavily in Karasu. Even if you want to argue, well, he's investing heavily in Karasu in order to build up Isagi and Rin, right? Kind of like how Noah was heavily investing in Isagi to build up Kaiser. Regardless, this is Ego conceding, right? This is Ego conceding to suitable destiny, at least somewhat on its face. Because he explicitly said, hey, Karasu, stop doing that thing that you're doing. And then Karasu's like, no. And then Ego was like, okay, Karasu, here's more pieces to do that thing you were doing. like all that tough talk about you're destroying what we worked on here at Man Blue. What is wrong with you? To like, well, actually, you're kind of spitting right now. You're kind of responsible for the only 2 goals we've scored so far. So yeah, actually, never mind. You're cooking. Let's see. Darn it! This is totally Karasu's team now. Well, I haven't been able to do anything. It does hurt when sometimes you are sitting there in life. You're like, man, I'm going through it right now, and that's just facts. Like, that's just the Carfax situation. I'm kind of buns right now. Let's see. What can Rin and I do? Focus on you, Dwayne. Let's see. Has Ego-san abandoned me? I think you abandoned Ego-san, bro. Like, you kind of not cooking. I'm not number one. I can't see a way to win. Loki and Hugo are at a whole other level. They are. I'm about to be like, well, maybe not. To some degree, they are, though, right? Like, especially in this moment. Like, even, I think I've noticed, right? Even when you're relative to somebody, or like, in a general sense, like, you're not completely outclassed, if everything's going wrong for you, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, for a reason, this is referencing not the 4-person commander, the 1-on-1 game I was just playing. The 1-on-1 commander I just played with my homie last weekend. Very specifically, I was in a condition where I was very much saying, let it rap. I was just going through. And first game, it actually went well. Like, I basically annihilated that man. But then, second game, I can't go too deep. Well, I'll go slightly deep into it. I had Myriad Landscape in my hand in, like, 1 colorless land. I did not realize Myriad Landscape required 2 mana to play. Dog, I did not draw mana for 5 turns. I was done. So, like, I got basically blown out. But we were playing the exact same decks we had played before. The same deck I just blew him out with. We were relative. But in that moment, it didn't really matter. Because conditions weren't being met, and he was good. He was chilling just fine. He had the right amount of land, he had everything. So he was just frying me. And that's the same case here for Isagi. I don't think Isagi is super giga crazy next level outclassed by Hugo and Loki. I think they're obviously better, but I don't think they're in an entirely separate dimension. But Isagi can't see that right now because, like, ultimately he's being fried, deep fried, triple battered. So I get his horror here. Let's see, but even though things are so dire, Namora. You keep flexing on me as an artist, bro. Please. Let's see. Why am I so...
Oh, Isagi, you just like me, for real. You're a fiend for it.
Let's see. Why am I still so darn excited? Am I so freaked out that I'm going crazy? Well, going is an interesting choice of words, Isagi. I would never describe you as sane. I think that may be the last couple words I use to describe you, Isagi. Let's see. Am I going crazy? No. I felt this way since the start of the second half. Ever since I realized how incredible Hugo is. Hop off. Let's see. Sorry, I can't say that. He is pretty incredible. Let's see. My blood has been boiling, and my mind is racing. Yo, it's so crazy to look at how far Bluelock art has come, considering how crazy it was at the start and how crazy it is now. Let's see. I felt this excitement lots of times before. Even Kaiser, man. Like, it's crazy to think how much Namor developed over the Neo Aegis League alone. Let's see. I felt this excitement lots of times before. It's the feeling of finding someone who I want to defeat. Why did I say it like that? Why did I say it like that? That I want to defeat. Defeat. I don't know why I can't say defeat right now. Whoa. Is that really it? Is that it? Whenever I've done something that surpasses my abilities, there was a clear number 1 I wanted to surpass. But after the Neo Aegis League, when I ended up as number 1. Well, you ended up as number 1 by technicality, bro. You were number 1B. Not even number 1A. You were number 1B. Like you were number 1, but like, yeah. Well, let's see. But after the Neo Aegis League, when I ended up as number 1, I've been fighting to keep that title. And winning for the most part until now. Let's see. Of course that's unsuitable. My talents and mindset aren't suited for being number 1. And we ended up in this mess because I was trying to force myself anyway. Hugo's theory is 99.9% correct. I don't know why I added a 0.9% there. Pencil can't read. But for that last 1%, Hugo has misunderstood my suitability. You know, though, I guess that is a logic. I was about to say, does this make sense as a conclusion for Isagi to reach? And it technically does, right? Because, in a way, Isagi Yoichi has been designed around the fact that he's not built to be number 1. Yet at the same time, he usurps his way into being number 1 anyway, by some of the most unconventional means, specifically surpassing these destined number 1, well, not Nico, but these destined number 1s from Kira to Nagi to Kaiser, even Onazi, over and over and over again, specifically through, like, abusing the fact that he's not supposed to be there, right? It's kind of like, You ever show up and do something you're not really supposed to do, and for the very reason that you did that, you are now in a better place than you were before? I view that in like a lot of the things I've done in life. I've walked into rooms that probably shouldn't have been in, but you know, you speak to the right people, you shake the right hands, you talk the right talk, you walk the right walk, and boom, you're there. A lot of life is kind of like I'm not gonna say all of life is just falling into certain things. Oh my hair's a mess. But regardless, a lot of life is be in the right spot at the right time, or be in the wrong spot at the wrong time and make it the right spot in the right time. That is a lot of life. Of course, I'm not saying you should while out and not plan anything in life, but you'd be surprised how much you can get away with by just balling very aggressively, even when you aren't necessarily supposed to be balling. And will you succeed every time you do that? No. I would get kicked out of many rooms I'm probably not supposed to be in as a natural byproduct. But that's never stopped me from still kicking another door open and wandering back in. And it seems like Isagi may be realizing that for himself now too. And it does make sense. So let's say, my ego. Don't waver, bluelock. Okay, ego, let's see. My ego. What gets me fired up? Live for your own goals until the very end. Okay. So ego, even if he is giving props to Karasu and to his system, right? Very specifically, he's like, but still do you. Still actualize your, and notably, goals in this case likely doesn't just mean scoring goals. It means your own individual goals, what you are meant to do, right? Because obviously, Gagamaru scoring a goal, not impossible, probably will happen one day. While he's still being goalie, mind you. But still, it's not something that he is necessarily meant to be doing right now. But he still has his own goals that he must strive for. Same case for Karasu, same case for, well, Rin, Shido, and Baro and Isai. Like, it's literally goals. But still, ultimately, your own goals can mean a variety of things. And in this case, it presumably means whatever is your self-actualization in this moment to the apex of your ability. Which I still believe is the ultimate way to gain oneself. Obviously, Hugo's ideas definitely still do somewhat fit in there, but I still think they're a little bit too limiting. I do believe one of the most beautiful things about being people and being humans is that our own adaptability and flexibility and just general ability to fit into situations that you wouldn't initially think we'd fit into is just that. It's our greatest strength. The idea that there's this base inherent destiny and things that you're skilled at is somewhat true. As I always say, I do come from a long line of yappers, and I was raised amongst these yappers, and thusly I am now a yapper, and I've always been a yapper. But even still, many of the things I do, from my own profession, where things are like just not necessarily intentioned or predestined, they are things I stumbled into, and then bada bing, bada boom. And in this case, we're going to see if they can stumble into their own ambitions. But in this case, they're probably not stumbling. They're running full speed ahead. We'll see. Shido, I hope you score, brother. I mean, like, it's very unlikely, but I hope you score. You got 15 minutes. Let's see. Oh, Hiyori? All right, let's see. This is making me tingly. Don't miss it, Karasu. What? I cannot get any of the voices down today. Let's see. This is making me tingly. Don't miss it, Karasu. Okay. You know what? Shido's on the pitch. Here, I'll let it slide. Let's see. Right back at you, extraordinary. It's very funny, though, because they're both talented learners. As far as we know, they're both talented learners. Well, to be fair, they're still extraordinary because of how they become and how they've optimized being talented learners. But they're technically not giga extraordinary. Let's see. Oh, darn. Bats? I kind of forgot you were here, dog. Let's see. You're the crux. If I crush you, we win. Pretty logical point there. Let's see. Sorry, but I'm just an after image. Ooh. Oh, okay. Wait, but did you call him the Shadow Clone? Well, I guess after image and Shadow Clones are different. Let's see. Go on, Shadow Clone. All right. Otoya, cook that. Yo, I'll give Otoya credit, man. A character who I still don't necessarily feel the strongest about yet, but consistently, it feels like Kanashiro Sensei is like, don't forget this character. He's actually kind of good with the sauce. Hey, look at him. He's kind of cooking right now, ain't he? Kind of cooking with gas. I don't know. I'm starting to somewhat see a vision. I should have seen the vision really at the end of the Batra game where he like slaughtered Nagi. But still, well, to be fair, that was Batra that did that. But still, regardless. Okay, Otoya, let's see. Slipping through, baby. Whoa, for real? Yeah, buddy. What do you think this was? Let's see. Watch out for a cross. Pass it. Come on. Here it comes. Yo, what if Otoya himself scores? Let's see. No. Shoot. Oh! I mean, to be fair, though, yeah. That's the beautiful thing about having a variety of strikers. Go in on that Giga offense and let him Otoya while out. Nina. Oh, wow. So he did go for it. But Loki stopped it. All right, man. Loki. See, there we go. What about the Godspeed, man? Let's see. Oh, so fast. Seems your Tabito Kurasu's auxiliary... Why can I not speak today? Seems like your Tabito Kurasu's auxiliary shadow striker. You're a pain, but if I can see you, I can stop you. Okay, Loki. I'll see you. Let's see. Nice one. Second ball. No. Hugo's coming back. Uh-oh. But I see you, twin. I see you, twin. Hey, look who it is. Yo. He's entered the zone. Autonomous Ultra Instinct. Okay, let's see. Isagi looking immaculate. Wait a second. See, the thing is, though, do I color in this Isagi for the thumbnail, or do I just let him while out?
We'll have to see.
Let's take a look. This was destined, you consultant fiend. Ooh, whipping out the destiny. I was smacking the destiny tip on his foot. Okay, let me stop. See, I always slander the characters in universe for being a little bit too freaky, but then I come along. There's a joke in there, but let's say Yoichi Isagi. Oh, Hugo, you didn't expect this? Well, to be fair, I don't blame Hugo. I also would have forgotten about Isagi after a point too. Let's see. I'm not number one, but I'm not just second best either. That's an interesting way to put it. Let's see. I can only shine when I'm devouring the best. Utter suitability. I'm a rebel. Okay, and that's the end of the chapter. All right. That was weak. Hold on. A W chapter. I think Isagi still needs to fail, though. I mean, like, maybe he could work. I don't know. I feel like he, do I want Isagi to score? Tie the game. I'll be 15 minutes left. Probably like 3 minutes have passed on the pitch already. Maybe 2. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want him to succeed. But at the same time, I do agree that he probably does need to get some sort of, like, spiritual dub over Hugo. You know what? I think we need a half win. Especially if he's intentionally acknowledging here that he's not number one, right? Like, he's not suitable to be number one. And his utter suitability is to be the 1B, ironically enough, I talked about that earlier. The 1B who devours the 1A. I think he does need to pull like a Manshine Isagi or a Barcha Isagi, where he doesn't actually score. Nah. But he makes it his own, right? He could even, unironically, especially, I could actually see it here. He's probably gonna use Rin, right? Especially with his whole focus this chapter on like, what can I do? What can Rin and I do this chapter? And very specifically, the whole idea of like number ones and not being number one, but also not being number two, not being second best. I could very easily see him utilizing Rin in a very similar way to how he utilized Yukimiya back in Manshine, where he ends up drawing in all this aggro, doing everything in his power, manipulating the whole field to him, drawing Hugo to him, being like, oh, wait a minute, you actually seem to be doing this. And then him actually, like, his defeat, quote unquote. Why do I have a sock in my hand? It's cold. But this using his defeat, quote unquote, of Hugo, or Hugo's defeat of him, right? This concession to the suitable destiny as being like, yeah, you're mostly right. As he admits this chapter, he's 99% right. But this 1% that you didn't expect, this one thing you didn't think of, this is where we succeed. And then he rakatatas, and then scores using Rin. Only issue is, though, that ties the game. Maybe they go into overtime and then Loki scores again. I don't know, something like that. Because like I still don't feel like I'm not sure how I would buy the stakes of the end game, and like realistically the rest of the U20 World Cup arc, if they do win or even tie, I feel like they do need to lose pretty definitively. But I feel like Isagi does need a win. So maybe he doesn't score. Maybe he doesn't score. Maybe he isn't able to use Rin to score. But maybe he wins against Hugo in a confrontation, which he hasn't done all game. So maybe that's how Isagi gets through. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed the live reaction. Hope, if you've been able to, sorry, I don't know, my brain glitched there. Okay, my brain was like, can't wait to see all in the main review. This was the main review. But if you've been able to see this video, please leave Autonomous Ultra Instinct. We're basically back to that. Autonomous Ultra Instinct in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. I can't take myself seriously with the song. Sorry, make sure you leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that lethal notification so you don't miss out on any of the coming to the channel. Also, you can have a page down below. You support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So also to include the live reactions of the series I'm to review, ad reactions of all my videos, early ad free access to all my videos, early ad free access to all my videos, not just on the main channel, but on the second channel that got the actual link in the description down below, along with a link to my Twitch down below. I stream every Friday at 8 p.m. ES Tizzles. On top of that, I do a link to my code Fizzly in the description down below. You drop 5 minutes to a short video, 20 minutes long video, or any views at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now I want to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Riddle4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Uda, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, DeBoy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, OrXN, Dead Meme, Keon Stewart, Edwin Idwignoba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plan Crone, Brandon Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalims, Joe Bean, Sleepin' John, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, Mosity King DKG, Akolade Babatunde, at JDog2656, Union Eye, Funny Dude, Athenzi Shear, Sino King, Shish King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Gerald Harris, Dino, Victor Jacobs, Axis XE, RTM, Gangatron, Praise the Sun, Blast, Magic, Andreen Bonnet, Scion, and John Malcolm. And then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Dread Zoan, Kevin Encarnaus, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our ink tier members: Shrimp the Fourth Shrimp 06. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.